Well, we are in a congress right now, the animal congress, and we will see what's happening there.
I don't know how she looks like.
But the fox, who always is a clever animal, answered to him.
You will know that you found the camel when you will see an animal that will have a hump in his back.
Really? Is that easy?
Of course it is. It is so easy that even you are stupid like the garbage. You can find it.
And how can I find the camel?
Oh, we said it before. Maybe the audience can help us. Where does the camel live? Does anyone know? Where has it got to go? No one can answer to me? Oh, yes, you are very clever.
Okay, I'm
So,
going to Africa. I'm running.
big hurry, go and find the camel. Huh.
The dog walked for many, many days till he found the cat.
But the cat, when suddenly saw the dog in front of her, she was so afraid and upset that her back bent and looked like a ham. The dog, when he saw the bent back of the cat, he thought that maybe it was the ham that the fox had spoken to him about and said,
Aha! Here is the camel. I'm the greatest dog ever.
"Huh?
It was the best that I came to find the camel. Because even I don't know the camel, I found her. You, my lady, come with me.
Why?"
Because I want you with me.
The cat followed the dog even though she was very afraid and her back was still bent. When they arrived in the middle of the meeting, the dog walked boasted ahead and said,
I brought you the camel.
"Eh?
All the animals turned their faces and saw the dog. They started laughing at him. But how could it be possible?
The dog to be so stupid that it could not understand the difference between the cat and the camel. And they all together, with the fox as their leader, they started laughing at him.
Then the dog left, but he was so embarrassed. But also, he was so angry with the cat because he saw her when her back was straight again and she was laughing with the other animals. So, since then, the dog and the cat are the greatest enemies in all the universe. Each time they see each other, this animal, the cat, makes her back a ham again. And the dog is barking and is chasing her.
Thank you very much, ladies. So you see how the people can explain many mysterious things. And how can we say, I don't know if you say also in your language, like us, that these two persons fighting all the time like the cat and the dog. I don't know if you have it in your language and your habits. So, well, and if someone wants to create a folk tale, I want to go little by little, step by step to our subject. He has to know the below, among the others, of course. The work of the folk tales are absolutely imaginative. The natural laws do not exist. When a man is powerless, there is something to help him. There is no time and no specific place. The names of the heroes are symbolical. Folk tales are not a matter of everyday circumstances, situation, are extremely low and high above. I mean that the hero can travel, when I say that the natural laws do not exist, that the hero can travel in time and from one continent to another with one step, and in the blink of an eye. When a man is powerless, then there is something to help him, like a scarf or an oil lamp, like Aladdin, huh? Or an animal who speaks or flies and can help him after him. There is no time and specific place. We mean that when the storyteller says once upon a time it was a kingdom, finish. Once upon a time, whatever you want, yes, take this time that you prefer and go and continue. Or we are in a kingdom. What kingdom? This kingdom, the other kingdom, no, nothing matters. No matters. Well, the names are mostly symbolical, like a Snow White, like the Red Riding Hood, as we say, and are not a matter of everyday circumstances. Everything is big or everything is very, very little. Well, we have to do with a big and wisdom king or a very poor man or a very little boy or whatever. But it is bigger differences between the two poles that we have to conflict. Okay, the structure is this. The beginning is very short. Once upon a time, we are there and finish. And the end is also very short. And they live happily ever after. And don't ask anything more than this. And we have to focus and to concentrate to the narration itself, to the main subject. The Voltaires do not waste time with unnecessary words. Well, so we have to focus on the main narration, the adventure of the hero. Well, here we find the Aristotelian structure of the narration. That we have a position, somewhere, sometime, and suddenly, for no reason, it appears an opposition. We have a conflict between two, and after this adventure, after this conflict, we have a new synthesis. What I mean, this is the schedule. So we have in the red, the little Red Riding Hood again. The little girl wake up this morning and it is a normal day, nothing is happening. It is like any other day in her everyday life. Well, this is the position. But her mother told her to go to her grandma to bring some food for her. She takes a basket and goes. Nothing till here. But suddenly a wolf is there and he wants her. And this is the opposition. So the wolf makes a plan. Goes after Riding Hood in a while, and he went to grandma's house, eat grandmother, dress in her clothes, pretends to be a grandmother, in the bed. And the girl arrives, asks him, wants to know, wants to discover. So she's very curious, and everything is strange for her and new. And the wolf says one lie after the other in order to achieve his purpose. And this is the conflict between these two. And suddenly eats him. So the wolf is the conqueror, and whatever other thing means. It seems that the story ends here, but the story leaves to us many questions. And we don't be satisfied, we don't have literacy or redemption. It is a very, basically, the main meaning of Aristotle's theory in the poetic book that he wrote at the time. But the literacy is that when we went to a theater or to an amphitheater at that time, we want to have a redemption from what we will see. And indeed it happened this because that time the theater belongs to the religion. And they went in the middle of the day, there is no lightings and whatever, and he went under the Greek sun. You didn't see yet what it means, Greek sun. Yeah, and went to Epidavros that we will go on Wednesday, and they stayed there. 15,000 people is the whole theater. 15,000 people with all the animals, children, foods, whatever, and stay there every day for 8-9 hours in order to see one trilogy and one satiric drama. 4 plays. Because they had questions, existential, philosophical questions. And every age have questions like this. That time we have also, in nowadays, and we have to discover for ourselves what is the existential and philosophical questions that torture us sometimes, and probably we don't know that we have it. But that time it was a big question that who is the cause that happened all this around me? Who is the guilty? Who is the person that make it for us? Am I responsible for what is happening to me, or is the God? So this question must have an answer from the stage, from the orchestra. And all the tragic poets try to do this based on the mythological stories, like Orestes, Agamemnon, Antigone, Electra, and whatever, and all the stories that we have. And they want to know why it's happening all this, because it was a tremendous thing that happened. Well, one year they don't have, they have plenty of rain, and everybody died there and destroyed all the plants of them. And the next year they have absolutely dry weather, or they have illness, and they die one after the other. Why it's happening all this to me? If it is the God, well, it's a little bit easy, because I start the sacrifice, and in order to say, to beg the god to be good with me. But if I am the responsible, what I have to do? What is my sin that happen all these bad things to me? So this is an existential way to communicate with the stage. They have this need. It's not a fun like nowadays. Every Saturday we went somewhere to the cinema or to the theater or to whatever. So in the folk tales we have more or less very simple, very naive, and this many times it is more strong, a conflict in these two forces. So after that, when we have this conflict, it's not the same as we begin. We have a new synthesis. The world is a little bit different comparing with the previous situation. Well, all of the things that I'm talking about right now, it is not theories. It is something that somebody who wants to make, to write, to play, to pretend, to present a fairy tale have to respect on this thing. Well, here we had a fairy tale with the cat and the dog. Everything is okay. The animal have a compass. They want to make something, to discuss very serious things. But one is not there. Well, we have to be there. Who will bring it? Well, here is the opposition and the opposition. So they find the dog. The dog will go. Okay, they go, they find the camel and come back. No problem. We don't have a story right now. It's not interesting. But that's right. With this way, the dog finds the cat and think that he is a camel. It is a camel. So we have this conflict, and that's why this conflict continues all the year after. Well, like the hate between two of them. So the adventures, the main narration may be separate in many parts. It's not only one. And episodes, in order for the narration to have a clear development from the beginning to the end. The episodes may create many questions to the audience and keep many motives open, but in the end, every question must be answered. And the open motives must close in order to say, and they live happily ever after. Because the narration of a storyteller, it is linear. Nothing happened in parallel. For example, the fairy tale that Labrini says with the youth, what is this? The adventure of the youth, yes. We don't know what is happening to the other professionals there when the narrator say that somebody make this and that. So there is no, it's a linear, and we can cut it in parts, all this, in order to have a clear narration and storytelling. The language must be simple. It will be good if the narrator uses the same dialect with the audience and the same accent, of course. And in this case, the communication between the narrator and the audience is more close. I mean that when the